Hi, comic book fans, and welcome to another suddenlycomics.com video. Today, I thought I'd share with you some of my recent pickups. This isn't something that I've done for quite a long time, but I have had some really great pickups in the last month or so. Some really good ones from Whatnot UK, which is quite surprising. But there were a couple of sellers who were selling some absolute crackers that I took advantage of. So here we go. Some of these came from auctions and some of these came from eBay. So let's start off with one of the Whatnot ones that I picked up. This appeared in a Whatnot UK auction. You rarely see comics like this because, to be honest, they don't realize the price they should realize. So when they crop up, you can get them at really good prices. And this is one that I have been after for a reasonable period of time. I do collect House of Secrets. I originally collected it for the Bronze Age horror, but of course that then spread to the earlier Silver Age issues. And this is one of those Silver Age issues starring Mark Merlin. But what is significant about this comic is it is the first appearance of this gentleman here, Eclipso, who is a fairly sort of significant DC anti-hero or villain. So yeah, there we go. House of Secrets, number 61, the first appearance of Calypso. Eclipso, right. Also, same thing on House of Mystery, really. I collected virtually all of the Bronze Age House of Mysteries, but then I've spread back into the Silver Age, and I do pick up early House of Mysteries if I find them at a decent price. Here we've got a nice House of Mystery, number 135. And another one here, 136. I will show off my House of Mystery Silver Age comics at some stage because I do have quite a nice collection of them now. This next one is I like the cover. And I do pick these up sometimes if I see them. I don't particularly collect Star Spangled War stories, but this one has got a great monster on the cover. I really quite like this. It's obviously Silver Age. It's number 109. It's 12 cents. I picked that up. Just thought it was quite nice, and I don't think it was that expensive. This again, I think I got on a Whatnot auction. I haven't got this. I don't think I've got it. If I have, I've got a duplicate. It is ARG issue one. I think the cover here is by Marie Severin. Um, it's a sort of spoof Marvel spoof comic. Um, Great fun cover with Dracula holding holding a lady in a red dress who is so distressed she's relaxing and putting powder on her face. Right, this next one, a bit special. So, this guy who was doing a Whatnot auction, he'd obviously got some comics from somewhere. I think he'd inherited them or something. He knew nothing about comics, and he admitted he knew nothing about comics. So he was pulling comics out of a box and going to the people watching, is this worth anything? Which is a remarkably trusting thing to do. But luckily, the comic community is quite honest. So he brings out this and says, is that worth anything? So I go, well, that is the first appearance of Hawkeye. And even in a 4.5, and he showed the condition of it, and it looked pretty decent. I said, well, even in a 4.5, that's a $350 book. So I said, you need to start. And then he showed it more. And I said, that's probably higher than a 4.5. You're probably looking at about a £400 comic there, possibly. So he put it up for, I think he put it up for 370 and nobody bought it. He then dropped it to, I think, something like 320 and nobody bought it. And then he dropped it to 270, at which point I bought it. Did I feel guilty? No, because I told him what it was worth. It has arrived. the condition is pretty damn good. I think my original assessment of a 4.5 is about correct. It may get up to a 5 if I clean and press this well, but I think a 4.045 is where it's at. So £270 for a first appearance of Hawkeye is, I think, a pretty good deal. Very pleased to pick that up. In the same auction, there's this comic here, and I think I ended up getting this. This is the first appearance of Hulk in this title, Tales to Astonish. Um, it's in low grade, and I think I paid £15 for it. Again, I told him what I thought it was. Well, I told him I thought it was worth 30. Anyway, I got it for 15. Right, next up. A series that I collect. The Unexpected. Again, I got into the Unexpected from the Bronze Age horror and now do collect Silver Age, The Unexpecteds. This stars Johnny Peril. Really quite nice grade on this one. And you can pick these up relatively cheap. People don't really collect the unexpected much. So yeah, that was a good pickup, and I've got a fairly decent collection of the unexpected. Okay, this was another what not buy. The guy said, I've put this up 2 or 3 times, nobody's bought it. I'm going to put it up at half what I think it's worth. So here we go. This is the Planet of the Apes book and record set in near minty condition. It really is high grade condition. Um, if you've never seen one of these before, they, I mean, this is in really high grade. Um, so at the back there, you can see we've got a record, and the record sort of basically reads out the comic. So, you know, you've got the sort of Planet of the Apes stories there on the back. We've got an advert for more of them. So yeah, that was a really nice pickup. That's in really high grade. I think I bought it for 15. I think it's probably worth 30 to 40. There we go. Nice pickup. And those are rare. You just don't see them very often. Right, this is a really nice Ogden Whitney cover. Um, of the character called Herbie. I just love this cover. I love the yellows. In fact, I think that's one of my favorite Ogden Whitney covers. Right, next up, and this is the only modern comic you're going to see here. I collect it because it's Carla Cohen, and I collect everything that I can from Carla Cohen. Just about the only thing that I buy modern is when a new Carla Cohen cover comes out. This is a really nice Carla Cohen Catwoman. This one's a foil. I think you can see it's all shiny. I have got the non-foil version as well. But that will go into my Carla Cohen collection, which is quite large now. Right, then again on a Whatnot show, we had somebody who was selling Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's one of those titles that I don't particularly, I don't sell them. When I get them, I keep them, but I don't go out to find them. So if they sort of if serendipity brings them to me or puts them in front of me, then I'll buy them. And this is what's happened here. So these came up on a Whatnot show. Nobody was bidding anything sensible money. So I picked these up for sort of like £5 to £10 each. This is the new Wonder Woman. Uh, yeah, The Last Battle. That is Wonder Woman number 184. We've then got Wonder Woman 189, Red or Death. A really great cut looking cover here. Wonder Woman. Now this one is a key of some description. Is it the return of the cheetah? I don't know, something like that. This is in lowish grade, but still nice cover. And I think that's a duplicate. I have this already, and I think I've got it in a higher grade, so I might sell that on. And then next up, this is a really nice cover as well. Um, Assault on Castle Skull. This is Wonder Woman 192. Right. Okay, now something that I have started to collect. We, this is a real rabbit hole because there are a lot of these. Is Millie the model? Right. So those of you who don't know anything about Millie the model is Marvel's longest or was Marvel's longest running humor title. It actually started in 1945 when it was under the Timely publication name. Then it moved into the 50s under Atlas. And then, of course, when Atlas got renamed as Marvel, it moved to Marvel. So it ran from 1945 to 1973. 207 issues, and they're expensive. Okay. Um, so I have started to buy these and I have started to seek them out. Occasionally I can find them at decent prices. What I'm really looking for is to find 20 or 30 in an auction at a nice cheap price. But these ones have all come from eBay. I think one or two from Whatnot, but they're really great. And the other thing about these is the other night I was watching a Whatnot show and somebody showed them there was a Millie the model. I think it was comics and stuff. The guy who's the seller is a really nice guy. And he showed one and somebody said, "Oh, that's an Archie rip-off." No, it is not an Archie rip-off. Let me show you what I mean. Here is Millie the model, number 104. Right. So you can see what this is not an Archie ripoff. Millie the model started way before Archie. In fact, one of the main artists on Millie the model, I think, let me check, yeah, between issues 18 and issue 93, so he set the style, was Dan DeCarlo. Now, Dan DeCarlo went on from doing Millie the model to doing Archie. And that is why Millie the model covers look like Archie. It's the other way round. Archie looks like Millie the model because Dan DeCarlo worked for quite a long time on Millie the model before he worked on Archie. The artist that followed Dan DeCarlo, I think called Grosenberg, something like that, copied his style. So the style remained after Dan DeCarlo had gone. Millie the Model, largely a humour title, but it did switch for a period of time to being a romance title. Here's a really nice one, number 149. And I think this is the first appearance of Dee Dee, who is one of sort of the Millie the Model's sort of spin-off characters. And that is in really nice grade. That's a really good, nice one to have picked up. Here we've got Millie the model number 169. Again, you can see the sort of Archie type characterization here. We have got Millie the model number 189. And then finally for Millie the model, we have got Millie the model this is annual number 5. This is in great shape. This is in really good condition. I picked this up on a Whatnot auction. Nobody else bid for it. Really nice. Right, so that's me Millie the models that I've picked up recently. Right, the final one I'm going to show you, I think is worth the most. Okay. There's this guy doing an auction. I think it was his first time doing an eBay auction. He is an established comic seller. So he did know and understand the value of his comics. Anyway, during this, he put this comic up and it went for a ridiculously low sum of money. Let me show it to you. It is um, a very early Swedish Batman. Okay, this is actually Batman and Robin. There's a Swedish series later that is just Batman. This one is the original series, which was Batman and Robin. This dates from 1954. It reprints Batman 85 and it is in really high grade. I think this pressed could well be a fine or a fine minus. Now, I have looked at similar ones of these. They are as rare as rocking horse shit. And this one, there is no copies of this on the CGC census. There are one or two from this run near this one that effectively have sold for nearly $1,000. So I think this is potentially $1,000 comic. I'm not going to tell you what I paid for it. Right, because it was a lot less than that. Okay, that is my pickups from the last month or so, which I thought I'd share because I hadn't done a sort of unboxing or a recent comic haul video for some time, and I thought those were quite interesting ones. So there you go. That is your lot. See ya again soon.